What's happening, Fight fans? Chris Simpson here with Combat Sports UK. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by UFC heavyweight prospect Mick Parkin ahead of his could be possibly division altering, or especially the future of the heavyweight division altering fight against Mohammed Usman. But no, thank you very much for joining me, Mick.
Awesome to be here.
So yeah, like I just said, a huge fight for what like the potential of the heavyweight division. Obviously, both undefeated in the UFC at the moment. Obviously, you're undefeated throughout your entire career. How's training been going, and kind of how are you feeling just over 4 weeks out from the fight?
Yeah, training's been going good. Training really hard. I'm literally just down again now. I've just been training with Tom. Did a couple of days here, but yeah, I'm feeling good, and I think it's a really good matchup for us.
Yeah, it was kind of a matchup that came out, and I was very surprised by it because it wasn't something that like I'd put together. I hadn't really thought, oh yeah, it'd be good if Mick fought Usman. Were you kind of surprised to be offered the Usman fight, or was it just you didn't even really think about it? It was just another fight to you?
I didn't think about it. I always assume like the UFC quite fairly matches up and stuff like that. I think his opponent pulled out about 8 weeks out from the fight, so it's like a short notice fight, but it's not really. I've still got 8 weeks to train for it. I was planning to fight on March anyway, so I felt like it was perfect. And then obviously when I got his name, I feel because he's quite got really good big following because of his brother and the Ultimate Fighter. So I feel like it's a really good fight. I think he's 3-0 in the UFC. I'm 2-0 in the UFC. So I think it's another step up again in competition. But I'm very happy for the fight.
Yeah, I think this is what I've kind of thought about beforehand. Do you think this is the fight that could propel you into the name of the more casual fans? Obviously, everyone in the UK is fully behind you and fully knows what you're capable of and all of your skills. But for the wider range of the fans in America and stuff, do you think this is a fight that could kind of get your name out there a little bit more?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. He's big following. His fans will be watching his fight. When I beat him, they'll start watching me. So just a few more fans. So I think it's a really good name. He's a good fighter and he's got a lot of fans. And I think it's absolutely perfect for this to like steal some of his fans.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I've been thinking. Obviously, just going back to your camp, how are you dividing that up? Because I know you train a lot with Aspinall. You train obviously TFT is your home. Northeast Jiu Jitsu, you've been there as well. How are you kind of dividing this camp up?
So usually, well, I'm usually always down here because obviously if I'm going to fight, usually Big Phil's going to fight. But the way it's fell this time is Phil got like was he was training from fight anyway, so I was coming down. We always come down like a Monday, Tuesday, or providing one can get down. It's usually always Monday, Tuesday, and then obviously my fight come through, so I've kept it up. Phil would have been here with us now, but he's competing Saturday, so I think he might even be falling now. I think so. He's just resting this week, so I'm down here by myself. I just try and do a couple of days up home. Obviously, I've got Phil every day, and then train with. There's a few other heavyweights there. Obviously, my head coach Andrew Fisher, he like sort of gives the techniques I need to do and stuff like that. And then I'll come down here just to get the different bodies of big guys. Obviously, there's a lot of high level big guys down here. So just change it up a little bit. I'll come down here for the sparring partners, drill a little bit of stuff, and train with Tom and stuff like that. So I feel like it's a good balance from where to go home and like train specific stuff, and then come here and maybe use it to spar more for bigger guys and practice stuff I've been working on. It's perfect.
Yeah, I think that the heavyweights coming out of the UK at the moment, it's just fantastic, and it's always been, I think, an area where we've, especially years gone by, where we've kind of lacked mainstream representation, especially like in the UFC. So it's great to see, obviously, everyone getting their the credit they deserve. It blows my mind how Phil DeFreeze isn't in the UFC. I don't understand it whatsoever. Do you think that's kind of maybe somewhere that Phil could go, or do you think he's more than happy over at KSW where he is?
I think he'll go where he wanted, but I think he loves KSW. He's like the champ there. Probably the thing of starting again for him. He'd have to start from scratch or take him a few couple of years. Where I think he's happy there. They treat him really good, and that sort of like put his career back on the right trajectory. So I think he sort of keeps them treat him good, so he treats them good. I think he's happy there. He loves the show and stuff like that. He loves the fans. I think he likes how he can come home and be normal. And he goes to Poland and he's like this massive superstar. But I think he'd go on any show in the world he wanted to, really. But I think he's just happy. He's very happy there.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, I've seen him ref fights on amateur cards at like Unity and stuff. So yeah, it's great that he could just come back and live a normal life, which is fantastic. Just speaking about the fight itself, a lot of talk online think that cardio is going to play a big factor in this fight. People have been very critical of Usman's cardio in his previous fights. Is that something that you've kind of recognized and maybe something that you've thought about exploiting?
Yeah, I think it's a problem for most big guys, really. Especially because he wrestles quite a lot. So I think it's very, very hard when you're a big guy wrestling. Yeah, I definitely think he's explosive. He definitely fades a little bit. But at the same time, the last couple of fights, he's been in danger and he's gritty and he gets the job done. So people saying, "Oh, he's gassy," but I think the more gas he gets, the more likely he is to take you down and pin you and stuff like that. So he gets the wins. So people can say what they want, but he still gets the wins, and he's definitely dangerous on the feet too.
Yeah, he's got a lot of power. He's a huge guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, it's going to be a very interesting matchup because I think you're very contrasting the pair of you. Obviously, apart from that cardio, is there anything that you've seen that you're looking at and thinking that's kind of my route to victory?
Yeah, there's a few things I've looked at, and I feel like just thinking of that. Yeah, there's a few things I've looked at now. I think he's a good matchup stylistically for us. Like obviously the danger is these big like wild hooks, stuff like that. Prepared for that. Prepared for the wrestling side. And yeah, I've got a few things I think that he's not very good at, and stuff that I'm good at. I feel like I can put into place on the fight night. And yeah, I think it's a very good matchup for us. I do.
Yeah, definitely. And two decisions in the UFC. Obviously, before getting to the UFC, it was all finishes. Obviously, you've had your way in those decisions, but are you looking and aiming to get back to finishing ways in this next fight?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think I start pressing the finishes a little bit more. The first one, obviously, get your foot. Like I was there, just feel them out and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I'm definitely going to start working more and then looking to finish people and stuff like that. Maybe stepping out the comfort zone to like maybe push the action a little bit more.
Yeah, and obviously, I just want to speak. There's that new arena that's opened up in Manchester. Dana White has said that he's moving away from London for the next card, which I think, no offense to London, obviously it's a great venue at the O2, but I think everyone's really happy about that. I think everyone wanted a bit of a change. They don't quite know when it is, but would you be looking at getting on that UK card if it did come and it was obviously in Manchester?
Yeah, definitely. I love fighting the UK. London was amazing. I think Manchester could even be potentially better for me. Obviously, it's a lot closer for our my friends and family. It's like 2.5 hours, whatever. It'd be a lot cheaper to get there and stuff like that. So I think for me personally, I think it'd even be better in Manchester. It's right on my doorstep and stuff like that. So yeah, any UK card, I'd jump. If this fight goes okay, I'm not injured and stuff like that, I'd fight as soon as possible, especially if it was in the UK card. It's just the atmosphere, fight in front of fans. It's just amazing. It is.
Yeah, I think these island nations, obviously Scotland, England, Wales, Ireland, we get behind our own so much. America's so big, and obviously other different states will get behind different states fighters, but they don't all come together and support one of their own. So I think the atmosphere, and Dana White said it itself on UK cards, is not matched at all, and that must kind of instill something in you when you are fighting in the UK that kind of gives you that extra level.
Yeah, like I said, dream debut at London to get there, all my friends there, walk out in front of that crowd. It was amazing. Well, it was crazy. It was absolutely insane. I think it was a dream debut, and like I said, the Apex has a lot of shows there. I know I'm going to be there quite a lot and stuff like that. It is what it is, but definitely holds a place in my heart fighting and home in a big arena.
Yeah, and just before I let you want to go, I know people want to hear about this because obviously you're quite close with Tom. What are you making as an outsider, but also as an insider of the whole Jones versus Tom situation? How is that kind of feeling? I know Tom's just such a stand-up guy that he's not seeming bitter about it, but it must be kind of frustrating for him.
I think Thomas wants to fight everybody. I think the bigger the names, the better. I think he's like obviously amazing. He's super confident at the moment. He'd fight anybody. So I think Jones is the biggest name out there. He want to fight him. He's saying no. Steve is the second biggest name out there. He's saying no. I do feel for Tom as well. I think it's like a big fight for him. It'd be a lot of money as well for him to fight somebody like that. But I understand why Jones and Steve are doing it. looking in, a lot of people are thinking they're going to retire. Like, I don't know how they feel, but just by the age and how long they've had out, I feel like maybe this could be the last big fight for them, a lot of money. And I feel like to fight each other makes a lot more sense for them to fight somebody who's young and dangerous as Tom. So I understand why them are doing it. It is a bit crap for Tom. There'll be somebody else that will come through and stuff like that, but I think he's been around for a while, Tom, yet. So hopefully he gets another big name or one of them do agree to fight him after it. But I think he's at the point now he just keeps training. He's just going to keep getting better, keep training, keep fighting, and just do what the UFC tell him, basically.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. And just finally, obviously, you and Tom close in the same division. How would that work should you get into the top five and then the opportunity for a title fight comes and Tom's still running through the division? How would that kind of work? Because I know we've had that problem with when Aljamain Sterling was champ and Mirab Davishvili was like kind of not being able to kind of take that next step. How would that kind of work for you two?
I'm so far away from that. It's not even thinking about it yet. I'm that far away, but hopefully Tom maybe he's retired and he has any sail off in the sunset. That would be obviously perfect. Other than that, I don't want to fight Tom. He's my friend. Like I said, unless it was for millions and millions and millions, which is going to change our lives, both our lives. But I can't see that happening. So, like I said, hopefully he's not that, and hopefully he sailed away, went to box or something like that, and made loads of money.
No, exactly. And I'd hate to see it. We'd all hate to see it. So yeah, but no, thank you very much for joining me, Mick, on short notice as well. So I really appreciate that. But all the best for your fight. I'm really excited to see it. And hopefully, like I said, you can come away with a win and keep rising the ranks. But no, thank you very much for giving me your time.
Right, cheers, mate. Thank you.
Not a problem. Take care, Mick. Cheers. Thank
Right,
you.
see you, mate. Bye.
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 Bye.